Styling someone with their perfect glasses is an opportunity to help them look better, but also to experience their life better as well. And you're about to meet a client who believed in the importance of that so much that she flew thousands of miles and have me style her with her new eyewear wardrobe. But on the way, I stopped for coffee, and believe me, this is the best place for coffee in New York City, Sip. And it actually turned out to be an ideal spot for photographing these awesome glasses for Hector. This is the Reykjavik Eyes Gunner, one of their new models for this year. Finished in blue, and we paired that with a blue 25% gradient tint and ruby flash coating, one of my favourite combinations. And this is Hector, an ER doctor here in New York. I'd already styled him over video call with the Arlem Monsieur, which you see him wearing here, and it was time to add to his wardrobe and introduce something that was a bit more casual compared against the Monsieur. We met up in Washington Square Park. It was a beautiful day, a picturesque scene, and it was great to meet someone who I'd actually bonded with quite a lot over our video call because we share a similar taste in music, which is absolutely one of my passions. Hector commented to me that the clarity through his Zeiss Smart Left lenses was incredible, and it seems like this, where having the best vision possible is what it's all about. But a tint like this is also very calming and restful, ideal for when Hector needs to unwind after a hard day at work. I think he looked exceptional in his new glasses, and if you think so too, make sure to subscribe. I then took the subway and stopped off at Scent Explore, which is a niche fragrance convention that happens once a year in New York. Smell is a sense just like sight, a way in which we experience the world. But nowhere is safe for me now. It was cool to be approached by Andreas and Barry, spotted me, recognized me, and it was extremely humbling that they took the time to approach me and say hi. It actually made my day. The conversation soon turned, of course, to glasses. What Andreas wanted to know was, can you really style someone accurately over a video call? After seeing how good Hector looked in his new glasses, I'll let you be the judge. It was time for the main event, and I headed to Grand Central Station in the Apple Store to meet Linda, former catwalk model turned professional photographer. And I think you're going to want to hear what she has to say, because this interview could completely change how you think about glasses.
Tell me why you reached out to me and where you were at that made you travel all the way over to see me in the UK.
Psychologically, where I was with glasses is that my most recent eye exam turned out to be very frustrating for me. I felt like my prescription wasn't quite right. One day it just kind of really struck me that I just need to go there and have my eyes tested correctly, and then also have Robert choose glasses for me. And we have multiple pairs of shoes, and most women have a lot of handbags, and I would rather invest and have an eyewear wardrobe than either of those things.
I can't wait for you to try all of these pairs. We've got 6 different pairs to go through. We started with 2 and went on a journey together where we talked about all different aspects of your lifestyle as a photographer. Can we see your camera?
One of my cameras.
It was crucial that we designed a pair that was ideal for that. But then outside of work, pairs that help you feel more relaxed and switched off. Which pair do you think we should start with?
I don't know. I'm going to let you choose, Maestro.
I want to start with the one that I think is the biggest transformation from where you are now, because you were a little bit stuck in a rut in terms of what you felt suited you and what would work for you.
I always defaulted to black bold acetate. I still like that look.
Yeah, and we've kept with that look to a degree, haven't we? We've got that in there.
Yes, it's in there, but it's still a little bit of a departure from my default.
This is the industrial fuse in the gunmetal colour. I don't think I've showcased that on the channel before.
Okay.
With sweet violet tint. In an environment like Grand Central Station, where it's predominantly yellow stone, this will neutralise that and make everything just look fresher and newer.
I don't feel like I have a tint on. I feel like the increased contrast is how the world should look. Am I cool yet?
You're cool. No, I love those. That's actually my favourite pair within the collection.
Very cool. And this was actually one of the pairs that I was the most nervous about, because
that's why I wanted to start with those.
Because they're edgy, they're stylish.
For me, they're just very you.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Even if it's not what you envisioned as you, for me, it's very you.
What you said is just very, very important. Having come from the fashion world, a designer would always choose an outfit for me, and in my head I was thinking that is so completely wrong and such a departure from, I just do not see myself in that at all. But people see you differently than you see yourself. These are amazing.
We spent, what, 3-4 hours in our style consultation, and this is the end result of all that. Let's talk about your main glasses now. So this is the Harlem Monsieur, which isn't too far of a departure from what you're used to, but it's still different in all the right ways, in my opinion. The finishing on the frame, the sculpting of it with
black?
the acetate.
Are they kind of a
it's like a
translucent,
smoky? Yeah, they call it dark light. It's one of Harlem's unique
like
acetate.
that name.
Yeah, and these have glass lenses. We talked about your work as a photographer, color accuracy being paramount. So this is the only lens that will give you perfect color accuracy, zero tinting, full clarity. This is where you see things the clearest you've ever seen them.
Just completely natural, but clear, like clear all the way to the other side of Grand Central.
That is the benefit of the eye scription technology that we used. You know, you were measured with the eye profiler, which in addition to the subjective process where the optician asks you 1 or 2, we're also like biometrically measuring the shape of your eye and then fine-tuning the prescription based on that. So this prescription is 25 times more accurate than any other eye test you could have.
Easy. Perfect.
Yeah.
You can use them. Yep. I have to say I'm like just really mesmerized that I don't feel like I have to adjust or do anything like this, which I have not had that experience before.
That's the benefit of, number one, the VisuFit, which measures you really accurately in the frames. But also there's Eye Smart Life lenses because they're designed for modern life and just being able to glance at your phone or a camera or any digital device and just see it instantly. So once you've shot your photos, the next step is to edit your photos. Mm-hmm. And that's where this pair comes in. The Rectificais Runar, a shape that you were absolutely opposed to, right?
This is why I'm smiling, because people should know that I resisted this pair like you wouldn't believe. And what's so great about you pushed back.
Look at the camera, because you look really good in those.
And the hilarious thing is that I love this pair so much.
I think it's a really professional look, you know, if you're meeting a client in your studio, and it just puts you in that work mode a little bit, but still looks sophisticated and stylish.
Yeah, it definitely, that's interesting that you said that, because it puts me in that work mode already. The interesting thing is that my occupational pair that I have at home is like, usually the classic distance, the traditional distance is like 21 inches, but it seems like I can see further than that. Because now I don't have to, when I'm looking at something up close now, this is sharp. I don't have to take them on, take them off, take them on, take them off.
I think this is a good time to talk about the project that we're working on, because you'll be wearing these glasses to work on that project.
Prior to my visit, I was brave and I sent him a DM and I said, could I take your portrait? Because I do mostly environmental documentary stories, but a lot of photographers do personal projects that are not always work related, which are actually very important to editors. Want to know what inspires you and what moves you to do personal projects. And he was actually the catalyst for the inspiration for me to do a personal project. So I just asked him if I could take his portrait, and I thought he would say no, because a lot of people don't want their portrait taken, and he doesn't know my work, and he immediately said yes, and so I was thrilled.
I trusted you.
Yeah, and I was just really taken aback and thrilled, because if you look at my website, there are no portraits on it. And so it was just, I have to say, probably the best collaboration I've had. I was just wanting to photograph Robert, and I went through his Instagram and chose certain glasses and looks that he had that I thought would be great, and I made an inspiration board, and it just turned into this really involved shoot, right?
Yeah, we just clicked.
We instantly clicked, and not to embarrass you, but probably one of just the best model I've ever worked with. Very subtle, nuanced moves, knows how to completely style a look. But I just think that we just clicked, and it was a lot of fun. I think we got some really terrific images out of it, which now is a lot of fun, because I'm thinking, what else can we do with them?
I really enjoyed the whole process.
Yeah.
You're an incredible photographer.
Oh, well.
And I can't wait to see the final images, which I think we're going to show in this video. So that's your kind of work stuff out of the way. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about a pair that I designed for you when you're walking the streets of New York, which is this pair by Lacouri. Titanium, finished in white gold, made in Japan. Loved the lens shape, and you were so scared of this lens shape.
I was Another
and tint.
one I completely resisted. I think this was the last one I tried on.
This is a new iconic look for you.
Wow. Now I definitely cool.
Can you not? You can see yourself, I hope, on the streets of New York City just looking
These
the
are
part.
amazing. Well, I think this is what sets Robert apart, is because, here I'm in New York City. If you knew how many eyeglass stores there are in New York City, how many how many people that have an eye that are like stylists that have fit me with glasses, and none have come even close. And I was always like, okay, well, this is probably the best I can do. And I liked them at the time, but it was never like a home run.
This is a darker tint, a bit more color neutral, whereas the blue, is very vivid blue to look through. This is a Pioneer or green, well, it's like a grey-green tint.
This is also adaptive sun.
It is also adaptive sun, but it's more in the direction of a sunglass aesthetically, because it's a darker, bolder frame. And in terms of the lens color, which is not quite as good in low lights as the blue. The blue's great for wearing inside. This you can wear inside. It's probably just not ideal to wear inside, but it's still good. If you're out in the sun and you step back inside, you'll easily be able to see without having to switch to another pair of glasses. And for urban living, for me, that's a game changer. What I've noticed being out in New York is you're never outside for long. You're always going in somewhere and then back out again. And not having to mess with your glasses is great. This is your most high fashion pair, I will say that.
It's like also witness protection program. Combination of edgy but very classic still.
And I drew on inspiration from your modeling past with this one, because I feel like this is a model's pair of sunglasses.
I can see the Prada influence. And so I'm wearing them indoors, and I don't, I feel like they're fine.
So you can wear this if you're doing photography in the sun. I know you do a lot of wildlife photography. You can get pretty accurate colours with this lens. These were a gift from me. You're welcome.
It's like crazy. I can't believe it. Okay.
And I also wanted you to have a pair that was interchangeable with these, so you can still use your camera with them, and they're clear, but in plastic, so they're a little bit lighter. I
kind of wanted a backup pair, just to not only have one for shooting, and this is perfect because I would wear these to shoot.
So, welcome to the new you.
It's amazing. I can't believe that I get to have all of those. What a complete privilege. Look how beautiful that is.
It is, isn't it? How do you feel about the outcome?
I think
of what we did?
The outcome exceeded my expectations, and I went in not going to do a collection at all. I watched more videos before I came over, and then the whole thing just started to hit me in terms of having a curated wardrobe. I mean, wardrobe is really the word for it. And these are all so different.
So you're my first female client to actually have like their own feature in one of my videos. Well, I hope this will be inspirational for other ladies who are wanting to feel better about wearing glasses. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Complete honor and pleasure.
My pleasure.
And it really is my pleasure to be able to style someone with new glasses that makes them look better, feel better, and see their world better is an absolute privilege, and it's something I've decided to dedicate my life to. But that doesn't mean I can't have a bit of fun along the way, and one of the highlights of the trip was finding this completely hidden jazz record store and just being surrounded by all those old records in complete tranquility in the middle of New York City, because I don't think anyone else knew this was here, was simply awesome. As was meeting the lovely David.
I love it. You're on camera, I told you.
No, I can really tell the difference between these glasses and the plastic lenses. People don't think you can, but I can tell what to do.
Just do your posing.
David is an artist here in New York City. A fantastic artist, by the way, although I've not seen his work up close. I will do next time I come, I promise you, David. But more importantly, he's an exceptional human being, and he genuinely gave me the warmest welcome I've ever had anywhere. Fighting against the industry that you're in, as I do, it's not the easiest thing, and the love and support that I get from people like David, honestly, I couldn't do what I do without it. And the same goes for Rachel, who I managed to get a quick drink in with in a New York Russian vodka bar. And most of the people that I work with, they just send me certain key bits of information, and I send them the recommendations for ideal glasses. That's how I work with Rachel. She also has a band called Phantom Wave, and you may have heard some of their tracks in our videos. Genuinely a really cool band, check them out. And with that, my time in New York was over. But the rest of the trip was just beginning. And in next week's episode, I take you to Vegas.